everybody, it's Julie with Just Plain Fun, and I just wanted to introduce you to this new block. It's the framed Flying Geese. If you've seen this block somewhere before, please let me know, and I will be glad to change the name to what it really is. But this one did come out of my head, but you know, there's thousands and thousands of blocks out there, and this could be similar to another one. So, and here's the back side, and so let's get started. All right, so in order to be able to do this framed Flying Geese block, we're going to need the instructions, and it's covered up because this is not a free pattern. You can go to my website at jpfun.com to download it for 20,000 points, and a little bit later in this video will be a secret code that you can use to claim 20,000 points so that you can redeem the 20,000 points to get this for free, basically. All right, so, and I do want to let you know, for those of you who have been watching every video, or most of them, up until now, I've been cutting all my pieces using a rotary cutter, ruler, and cutting mat. But now I have an Accuquilt Go Big, and I used this die to cut these shapes here. And I still did rotary cutting on the strips because I don't have the die for this. That'll come later, don't know when, but I'll get it eventually. So just wanted to let you know that from now on, when I can, I'll be using my new Accuquilt system. And I will provide a little bit of information on those, on the Accuquilt system on my website and in the description below. Okay, so we're going to need that, and I've already gotten the pieces cut. And the Accuquilt system, when you cut it, I was able to cut all 3 layers at the same time, and the dog ears have already been cut off, so these are going to line up perfectly. Let me show you what I mean. This will line up perfectly, so there'll be no question as to where to stitch your seam. They're actually, these little points here are exactly the quarter-inch seam allowance. So if you want to do the scant, you just do it on this side of the triangle, like one thread over. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with this piece. And basically what this video is going to show you is the order in which I make this. I'm going to try to make this as fast and short as possible because the basic method is the same as I've been doing at Quilt As You Piece. You know, I've got all my batting pieces ready to go. And I was able to cut the fabric, the batting, you know, all in one fell swoop on that, with that die. It was totally amazing and fast and accurate. On previous blocks, I've made mistakes and had to start over, and those pieces ended up in my crumb box. So to save on fabric and wear and tear on my hands and wrist, I decided to get the Go Big, which is electric. So it's an investment. I'm here to stay, people. So I was hoping I can teach you how to do the Quilt As You Piece method, because it is a great way to make quilts. And yeah, you can actually make the back side all one fabric if you want to. Can you imagine how cool that would look with you could see all the pieces of the front, and they're all pieced on the back, but it would be all one fabric. Not in this quilt, but maybe in a future quilt, I'll do that. All right, so I'm going to do this piece here first. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is I will layer it with my glue. You know, this is not it. This is all-purpose glue. I use liquid school glue, and I use a washable glue stick to glue my pieces together so they don't shift. I never have to use any pins, and I never have to use a walking foot with this method. It really is a fun method to make quilts, and I think everybody should know how to do it. But then again, of course, I am biased. I mean, this one's coming out of my head with a little bit of inspiration from Candy Glendenning. She would make her blocks and put them all together, and then she would put them together in what's called the bat hole method, where she would put the batting in on each strip. Well, I decided to do it a bit further and do it on the block level, where every piece is layered as you join them. But there are going to be modifications to this, so that way you can adapt every block out there to this method. And the next quilt that I do will be that. I'll probably, because what I was thinking is, let's say, for example, I'm able to do this whole thing, just like this. And then, well, nope, I'll tell you in the next, batch of videos, the next series. Because the next series will be on that new method where part of the block is done quilt as you piece, and other parts of the block will be pieced and added quilt as you piece style. But then the back side could have a totally different look. That's what I'm getting at. This one, I'm concentrating on the back side being the same as the front. The next ones will be quilt as you piece, but both sides are different. Okay, now I'll go and get this piece done, and I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so basically you're going to see it. Yeah, we'll see how this video goes. Okay. All right, the first one has been stitched, and I did some quilting lines a 1/2 inch apart, starting from the center, and believe it or not, this is the center, 1 3/4 inches from each edge. And I didn't do any stitching over here or over here, but that's fine. And yes, it's a little crooked, but I don't care. All right, so the next step is to do this. You could do either one. On the instructions, it says to do this and then this. So I'm going to do this to this. So basically what I do is I take my liquid glue and I glue this piece here, just like that. And I flip it over and glue this piece here. And then I stitch. And then I do a zigzag stitch to attach this. And that's basically how I do it in a nutshell. And then I fold it over and I glue and iron it down, and then I do my quilting. So basically what I'm going to be doing is doing all the quilting lines with the seam lines in the same direction. All right, so I'll go do that, and I'll be right back. All right, so that one's been stitched on and quilted, 1/2 inch lines, and this will be trimmed off later when I'm ready to put the strips on, and then this one will be trimmed off after this one's done and this is ready to be put on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Now I'm going to add this to this, just like that. And I did get my 1/4 inch seam, so I love how accurately the Accuquilt cuts. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I've gotten this one done with the lines. Now it's time for this one. And from here on out, it's just going to happen. Alright, so it's completely done and trimmed, and I do need to let you know that it is a little off. It's a 1/4 inch off this way. So I'm going to have to compensate when it comes time to join them to the other blocks. Not sure why it ended up 1/4 inch off, but it is a 1/4 inch off. So with that, here's the back side. Alright, I love this, actually. So I'm thinking that, well, go ahead and go to the website, jpfun.com, download the instructions. It's 20,000 points, but you can get it for free just by using the secret code that was earlier in the video. And go ahead and leave some comments. Nobody's leaving comments, and I really want to hear from you. And let me know if you're actually giving this a try. And I want to see what you're doing. Just send me an email. There's my email, contact us is at my website. And you can leave comments. And that's it. Until next time, thank you and have a great day. Goodbye.